next up is the Cherry Stout from New Glarus.
Sounds
it's
good.
the latest in the 4-pack series from Dan Carey, and always a lot of fun. And can't wait. I mean, he has such great luck working with cherries and, you know, adding them to a stout. What a wonderful idea. So I don't know any of the details at all on this other than the fact that it's new from New Glarus and it's in a 4-pack, so I buy it.
And it's got foil on it.
Oh, I like foil.
It's very foily.
Curses, foiled again. There we go. Pretty shiny things.
So this is their cherry stout, right?
Cherry Stout, it says.
It's pretty light colored for a stout.
Well, the cherries are gonna lighten the color some.
I see. Very nice red. Very dark red color.
Wow, is that a lot of cherries?
Woo! It's very cherry-y.
Sour cherries are really beautiful too. A lot of great nose on
Yeah.
that.
Doesn't have quite the red colored head that the New Belgian or the Belgium cherry
Correct.
has. It doesn't quite have that color going for it, but it's got a lovely head. It's nice and
It is, you're right. It is quite pale for being a stout, but it's.
wow.
I'm getting more chocolate cherries than stout.
Yeah.
I'm not really finding
Very
much of the stout.
cherry-y.
Cherry ee.
Cherry-y. Yeah, you're right. After you get through the cherries, you get a little bit of that chocolate malt, and which is very nice. It's got a very nice aroma. Not much. I'm not getting much like roasted barley in it at all.
No, I'm not really picking up much of a stout behind this. It's more like a really big brown or a brown porter sort of base is what I'm picking up. Less than a big. I was hoping for a really big chewy stout on this, or maybe even like a foreign export stout with some cherries in it. But it really isn't quite making it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to jot that one down. I think that's a recipe that needs to be played with.
Yeah, for an extra stout with cherries, that sounds great. However, this is tasty beer, even if it doesn't quite hit the mark for a stout.
Yeah. I think he's done this in the past, hasn't he? Didn't he have a cherry stout a year ago or 2 years ago?
He might have. I'm getting a lot of chocolate malt in the back. I mean, after you get through the cherry flavor, you definitely get that chocolate malt flavor. So you get the chocolatiness,
right, but
you're not getting the roastiness. You're not getting that kind of black patent that you often get with a stout, like, a classic Irish stout. Or
you get just a hint of black patent. There's just a little bit of dustiness on the back end, the way the way we get those sometimes. But this really is it's really like a chocolate covered cherry sort of thing. Is what's going on.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's a lovely, lovely beer.
Yeah.
And we've had some of their other beers where we argue about what they're calling them on the label, but they're still lovely to drink.
Yeah.
This is one where I'll argue with what he's calling it, but it's very lovely to drink.
Mm-hmm. It would be interesting if he one time maybe brewed this again and got more of a, like you're saying, a stronger stout kind of flavor to it. That'd be very interesting. But what he's done is quite lovely, quite lovely and quite tasty.
For serving this, dessert. It's about the only thing you're going to do with it. Matching it to food would be really problematic.
Yeah.
You might be able to reduce this to use like as a glaze on a steak or a chop. Might be fun to play with a really good rich pork chop. As a glaze on that, as opposed to like a maple glaze. I think it might be nice to bring that through. But for the most part, this really is an after dinner beer.
I could see serving this with just simple vanilla ice cream. Just having real simple ice cream, have a little creaminess, and then have all the sweetness and the flavor of the cherries come through the beer.
The tartness on these cherries in the back is just wonderful. I think these are probably our sour cherries, not sweets, which makes a big difference.
Having said that, the beer is not very sour. I mean, it's got a little bit of roastiness, a little bit of drying from the chocolate malt, but it's not real sour. It's not real harsh sour.
No, it's not sour, but I am picking up the acidity from the fruit. maybe that's a better way of doing it than sour. It's just really the acidity from the fruit.
But the nose on it's still pretty sweet. I mean, even though there's sourness on the palate, the nose is nice and sweet, and you're definitely picking up the chocolate in the nose. So as it warms up, as it opens up, it's starting to get a lot more of that kind of interplay between the chocolate and the cherries. It's lovely.
Well, cheers, Jeremy.
Cheers. Another winner.
Thank you, Dan.